Welcome to Fatigued But Not Forgotten. Once again, we're rival riders in a stalled elevator with you, a group of high-powered producers. We have only 15 minutes before the elevator is repaired, and one of us is going to pitch you a movie, a long-needed sequel, prequel, remake, reboot, or remakequel to a movie that never got one, and the other has a vested interest in shooting it down because we're rivals.
And I'm a dick.
You are a dick, and this is also Fatigued But Not Forgotten. My name is Matt Reifschneider, and I am joined by my friend and co-host, Sean Caylor. How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing very, very well. Very excited to hear your last ever solo pitch.
Ooh, I know. We're rolling into some new territory come our next episode. Keep rolling. No.
And you just lost
and
it
I
on
lost.
that alone.
Yeah, look. Oh, yeah, we just cut in half our listeners.
Hey, no, we grew up in the same era. We all have that secret love of Limp Bizkit, but it's one of those things you keep quiet.
Yeah, you know what? See, you say secret love, but you know what? I see you with that backwards red cap. I know how this goes.
Hey, it's like the fact that we all know the words to Barbie Girl.
We don't
admit it.
This is true. We know all the words to Barbie Girl. I definitely know all the words to Barbie Girl. We may end this episode by doing a conjoined karaoke of Barbie Girl. So nonetheless, since we are tentative, it is my turn to pitch. It is my last solo one of the season, and since we are tentatively pitching a franchise, this does come with a spoiler warning for all of you out there that I am more than likely going to spoil whatever film we are talking about today, and I am going to be a little bit, but not so much that you can't watch it. So just a forewarning to everyone out there. And while we're on the topic, let's take care of some business, Sean. So if you like what you hear today, please check out our expanding back catalog wherever you listen to your podcasts on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or our newest avenue, YouTube. Check out our other series, No Franchise Fatigue and Good, Bad, Weird, Wild for all of your weird cinematic analysis needs. And while you're there, rate, review, and subscribe. Why? Because you deserve some good things in your life, too. And that doesn't even include a new series that we're rolling out in Season 2 next month.
And on top of that, we did the soft rollout of a theme with our martial arts month. And next month is going to be our constant theming. So by all means, send us themes, send us ideas. We're doing body horror first. So, I'm just pumped for that.
Yeah, yep. You're literally morphing in front of my eyes in excitement. Like yes, you have spewed out bugs out of your mouth. It's very strange. You really need to quit eating cockroaches. For the record,
it's Taco Bell.
It's Taco Bell. Product placement with Taco Bell.
Oddly not sponsored.
But if we were, they would totally give us $20 for the next year. So,
oh, God, yeah.
I know it would last us that long too. You can get some cheap shit there.
Is enough for my ass. It's enough for like.
Is it enough for your ass? Is it?
It's enough for like one meal. Where does Taco Bell get off charging $10 for a meal? Seriously. Okay.
Let's quit talking about our non-sponsors and move on with this. So,
hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. We're getting there. So, as I briefly mentioned, though, we are going to be talking. I'm going to be pitching a movie over to you guys, the producers here in the elevator. Sean is then going to have to make a rebut. Is that the word? Rebut? A rebuttal towards that. He will rebut it. That's the phrasing for it. English, it's hard. This is what we get for recording on a Sunday.
I will also possibly rebuke you.
Oh, see, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe words are just troublesome, and that's a problem for a podcast, Sean.
Oh no, that was a wordplay. You were.
Oh, was I right?
Actually, I mean, most people pronounce it rebut, but.
Oh, well, you know what? They're wrong. Matt's right. Matt's always right. I will not rebut anybody. So
yeah, and if you buy that one, I got a bridge I'd like to sell you.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, but I'm going to be pitching a movie today to you guys. You guys are going to be the ones that vote whether or not this movie gets the remake that I'm pitching today. So I'm going to have 4 minutes to kick this off with my initial statements, and then Sean will reply with his 4 minutes telling me I'm an idiot. So happy to go through this once again, one final time in this format before we kick this format to the curb. And I'm ready to go whenever you are. I'm ready for this pitch.
And go.
Dear producers, I would like to just get your attention for 4 minutes here, because I have a remake to sell you. And because my friend and I have been talking martial arts all month now, I've got a martial arts remake that's going to be perfect to capitalize on all the star power right now in the world. And that is a remake of the Shaw Brothers classic, The Five Deadly Venoms, also known as The Five Venoms. And I'm going to pitch this, not because this is a story that absolutely needs to be remade. No, The Five Venoms is a story that's very simple. It's a story of intrigue, though, and it's a story of brotherhood gone wrong in the face of greed and mistrust. And I think those are universal concepts that you can really build on. But it's not the story we're talking about here. Because essentially, in the Five Deadly Venoms, you have 6 lead characters that will interact with each other along with this mystery. It's almost like a game of Clue with a lot more kung fu. And that, I think, is a very cool concept to capitalize on. Because if you can get the star power that I'm going to pitch, this movie will be an instant classic. So first and foremost, the original is directed by Chang Che. I suggest you get a modern classic director to go for it. One that's maybe staked his claim in martial arts fandom. And that's Wilson Yip, or Wai-Sun Yip, the director of the Ip Man franchise. He's already built an international audience, and I think he can continue with this. If you balance that with a Yu Wu Ping action direction to it, who he has worked with multiple times in the Ip Man franchise, you can really, really build upon that. Now, the key here, though, is going to be its cast, and I have put together the perfect cast for this movie for you guys. So the main character that you will be introduced is 6th Student. He is the youngest student to the Venoms clan, and he is the one that is tasked with discovering the identity of the other 5 deadly Venoms and outing them if they are bad people. And 6th Student will be played by Eddie Pang, an incredible actor in his own right and a huge box office draw right now. So you got to pick Eddie Pang for the lead character. For the Venoms, I'm going to suggest the next 5 roles in order. For Toad, I'm going to suggest Andy On from New Police Story, Special ID, and various other martial arts movies. Incredible actor in his own right. For Scorpion, I'm picking Xing Yu from Master Z, Shaolin, and Wrath of Vajra. He's an incredible actor in his own right. He's actually a Shaolin monk. From what I've read in real life, that's where he trained, was at the Shaolin temples. That makes him very cool. For Centipede, you have to go with the international hero, Max Zhang. The guy is on fire right now. You put him in a movie like this, as the villain in particular, I think you're going to be doing great. For Snake, I'm suggesting Cheng Chen from Brotherhood of Blades fame. Now, he's in the in the 2 Brotherhood of Blades films, but an international audience will understand who he is because he's in the upcoming Dune remake. And then for the last one, Lizard will be played by Juju Chan in a gender-swapped role. She's from Wu Assassins and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2. So that is my pitch for this movie. Less about what the movie actually is. You can kind of make it what you want, but it's all about that casting. And if you can score this kind of a cast, you have an instant hit on your radar.
All right. Still 30 seconds on the board.
Yep. I'm fast like that. Centipede hands I got here going.
All right. Fine. I am going to go ahead and refute this real quick.
You can.
So, the only challenge in refuting this is, much like a martial arts master who has developed the style of the Mist, there's nothing to hit. It's
wow.
Ephemeral. I mean, look, I respect as much as anyone the canon way of doing things about making a poster and listing a bunch of actors and then just making the rest of the shit up as you go along. But this is 2020. Look, I realize this is kind of a plot light. I also like that you're saying, outing the evil ones as opposed to assassinating the evil ones, which is the plot of the original. And he, joining up with the good ones. It's kind of like a Chinese, there's like a Magnificent Seven vibe or something like that, kind of gathering your troops and fighting the evil ones and whatever. And there is the classic Kung Fu, my evil disciple, everything. But, I mean, what you have presented here is the thinnest sketch of an idea. And, I respect it, especially with all these powerhouse names in Chinese cinema that none of these lovely Western producers have ever heard of. Save Ip Man. Yes, that's fair. But, I'm assuming one of these guys is like a wolf cop or whatever that thing is. Yeah, that was a guess, but you said huge star, so God, 2 minutes. Like I said, I'm swinging at nothing here. Because what you're doing is, admittedly, besides the canon method, something that does seem to work in a modern studio system. So I'm going to take my last minute and a half and pontificate a little bit. But what you're basically doing is saying, all right, here's a title. And calling that enough for a remake. Everything is going to fall into line if we have this title and these actors. But, that's not how it works. Look at Clash of the Titans. Look at... Oh my god, I have an infinity list of this. Chips, Starsky and Hutch, any given canon movie, although again I love them. It's would be a stronger pitch if anything here was even slightly familiar to a Western producer, but you're also doing this big blockbuster movie style pitch for a Chinese audience, which I do understand is money. It is money. But, you're also trying to take money from its own enclosed system, and we both know what has happened every time Hollywood has tried to dip a toe in that enclosed system. I mean, I know you really just loved Great Wall, but I think Matt Damon should stick to Matt Damon movies. That's all I'm saying. But, go on with your Keanu Reeves remake of 47 Ronin. Please tell us more. And that is my time.
Now, outside of 47 Ronin, before I get to my final 2 minutes, I do want to bring up this topic. Outside of 47 Ronin, you do realize that all the movies that you pitched were all box office hits, right?
But they're creatively bankrupt, Matt.
This is true, but we are talking to producers here, these lovely producers. What they see is cash, my friend. Cash. Cold hard cash.
But there were also box office hits in China.
Yeah. Which this could very well be.
Okay, but no. What's the return percentage on an American investor's in Chinese production? Because I promise China takes more.
Oh, for sure. I mean, but so does Hollywood in terms of Chinese money coming here. It's just the way the world works.
Which is true, but if we're talking strict return on investment, then these kinds of movies don't showcase very wide over here. They get, 2-night fan, or what the hell do they... Boy, it's been so long since I've been to a movie screening, I can't remember what the hell they're called. Fathom events. That's it.
Yeah, Fathom events. Yes. Are you kidding me? I've seen so many martial arts movies in theaters, but I do actively hunt them down, so that's fine.
Exactly. You're going to the Egyptian and the Neptune and these kind of community theaters to see that shit. You are not going to AMC.
You're goddamn right. Broovies in Salt Lake City had some of the best kung fu screenings you'll ever see. Shout out to Broovies. # not sponsored. But
Hey, you're talking to someone that lives in LA right next to the New Beverly, baby. I get to see shit that's literally handpicked by Tarantino,
Yeah, which that actually weirdly enough feeds into my final 2-minute statement if you would like to...
Which I will hit Go.
Okay, so I just want to point out that there's already been discussion for a Five Deadly Venoms remake here in the U.S., and you want to know who's behind that?
Of course, Tarantino.
Of
Who else
course,
would it be?
QT. He's already talked about it.
Well, it was either going to be Tarantino or RZA.
He's that being said, it was kind of an offhanded comment that he made about "Come Drink with Me," "Avenging Eagle," and Five Deadly Venoms. I mean, this has actually been a touted remake for a long time. It just has never come to fruition, and I think part of that is that they're looking for the right kind of place to start. And I think, quite frankly, while the original Five Deadly Venoms certainly launched the careers of the Venom mob, the actors that were part of that Chang Che's little troupe in the latter part of his career, this one, I think you can just go for classics. And that's why I wanted to pitch it on actors. Yes, maybe not. Maybe you can only get 2 or 3 of these people. I also specifically chose people that for this cast that a Western audience may recognize, if you really think about it. All of these films, most of the films that they have been in, have gotten U.S. releases theatrically, including Master Z. Wu Assassins was on Netflix. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2 was a Netflix original. Max Zhang was obviously in a handful of movies, including Pacific Rim 2. And then, like I said, Chang Chen is in the upcoming Dune film. The only one is really Eddie Peng, who's had his fair share of theatrically released movies. But I agree, it's a thin pitch. I'm saying that right now. I agree with you there. I just think that if you can get the stars to align on this is going to make you bank in international funds, and then you're going to have all kinds of the niche audience showing up for this here in the U.S.
And 15 seconds on the board. Good old Matt, always very, very speedy.
I am a speedy man for a large man.
And a speedy lover. All right, 2 minutes. So, basically, you're admitting that everything I just said is pretty much on the nose. So what it really comes down to is the fiscal viability. And, there is definitely money to be made within the Chinese system, like I said, but your return on investment here is going to be very, very thin. And, going for people a Western audience might recognize, yes, a lot of these movies got releases in the West, but nobody saw them. It's all nerds like us who love kung fu movies. It's not, these, I don't think a single one of these has been, a blockbuster per se. Ip Man 3 did super, super well, and it made like a couple million over here, and that was considered like amazing for that kind of movie. I think the last Studio Ghibli movie did better business in the West.
Those movies always do good business, though. Even for re-releases, do good business.
They are really, really good movies.
Yeah.
Why don't you have one of these? Why don't you have Five Deadly Venoms directed by Hayao Miyazaki? He could animate it. It would be really cool.
That would actually be incredibly badass, and I am totally behind that 100%, although I sincerely doubt he has any interest in that.
I know.
He does his own thing.
Go ahead.
He retires, he does his own thing. He retires again, he does his own thing. Then he retires again, and then he comes back. That's how it works.
And that is my time. So, okay, guys. I'm not saying that a Five Deadly Venoms movie is a remake is an inherently bad idea. I'm saying it deserves more respect than a canon poster pitch, and that is my time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you for your time, everybody here. We all know that Sean is just a hater. He just hates these kinds of things, even though this is totally something he would do, and he just doesn't want to admit it, that, he appreciates Chuck Norris being on the poster for American Ninja when Canon tried to sell that movie. So I'm just throwing it out there that maybe, Sean is just cranky today in this elevator because it's very warm and he's wearing a red hat and everyone knows he's a Limp Bizkit fan, so that's how it works. You could say he's a fanatic, so that's how that goes. But maybe you agree with him. Maybe you agree with me. Maybe you think that there should be a Five Deadly Venoms remake. And you know what? We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you guys think about a Five Deadly Venoms remake. And in fact, I dare say I want to see your cast list for this movie. I want you guys to let us know who you want for the 6 students of the Venoms clan. So we want to see that. So let us know. You can head over to our social media, chime in over there. You can see us at facebook.com /no franchise fatigue, or over at Twitter at nffpod. You can get us there. You can also, hit me up. I'm happy to talk about this all fucking day long. You can hit me over at Twitter at the movie Matt. And if you feel so inclined, go email Sean. Where can they email you?
nffpod.sean @gmail.com. My name is, as always, a 4-letter word.
Yep, and you can also email me at nffpod.7thvenom at gmail.com, because I am the 7th student of the Venom clan. I'm making that claim right now. Nobody's supposed to know this, but, shh, don't tell anybody, okay?
Here's the real truth of that. I honestly believe that you are that about as much as Ben Kingsley was the Mandarin.
This is very true. He was the real Mandarin the whole time. That's what they should do for the new movie.
That would be something.
That would be incredibly offensive to so many people if he was the real Mandarin the entire time. Speaking of which, come on, Shang-Chi, how excited are you?
Into it.
Yeah, especially I feel like they fucked up Iron Fist. My personal opinion.
Season 1. Season 2 was significantly better. People didn't give it a chance, and it didn't deserve a chance. So I'm not even shaming anyone. I'm not shaming anyone, not shading anyone. We all knew the Marvel Netflix thing was over at that point. But for what it's worth, it was significantly better.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll give you that. But I feel like they have a chance to right all of their wrongs. With Shang-Chi.
That's definitely true. I'm definitely... Because just something about an MCU Kung Fu movie, something about that is weirdly tantalizing, right?
Right. Well, and Tony Leung as the Mandarin in it, I'm sorry. Grade A. Automatic 4 stars.
Yep.
Just throwing it out there. You get 4 stars. Throwing them right into the
Automatic 4 out of 5 blood drops right there.
Automatic. I cannot deduct further than that. So that will be how that's ranked. So as is. But thank you guys so much for listening. Definitely go check us out on the social medias. Let us know. I really do want to hear people's fan casting for this. I think this would be a really fun thing to fan cast. We all know martial arts nerds are like, what if this guy fought this guy, or this lady fought this guy? We love to pitch those ideas.
Do you really, really think that Ray Park should be one of the 5 deadly Venoms?
Oh my, I'm signing off. All right, we're signing off. Ray Park.